Now fallen after the general election in 2005 in Scotland and only woken up this morning. Well, you'd be forgiven for thinking that absolutely nothing has changed. The final result we have from Argyll and Bute confirms the result this year is the same as it was in 2005, so not much looks to have changed, but actually everything seems to have changed. And what we're seeing this afternoon, what we saw earlier on this morning from Nick Clegg, are the chess pieces being put into place, but nobody quite sure what the strategy is for this game. It'll be fascinating to find out what Gordon Brown has to say when he comes out of Downing Street later on. His advisers last night were briefing that they would try and get some sort of deal with the Liberal Democrats. They thought that with the Labour votes and the Liberal Democrat votes, OK, they wouldn't get an overall majority, but they thought that that final total would give them a legitimate right to carry on in government. What Nick Clegg said this morning seems to be spurning that in some way. All of that, of course, depends on them getting some kind of deal with the Conservatives. And then there's a question of what that means here in Scotland. If there is a deal between the Liberals and the Tories, then those are the two parties that came third and fourth in Scotland in this election. Of course, that will call into question the legitimacy of that government representing the people of Scotland and the will of Scotland. So lots and lots of questions being thrown up. It is absolutely fascinating. It was a fascinating election campaign, and it looks to be an even more interesting post-election.
And the SNP, they didn't get the seats they wanted last night, but it could be that Alex Salmond's dreams will come true nonetheless.
Indeed, I mean, he has been talking for a long while now, certainly since the autumn, about the need for a balanced parliament, as he would call what other people call a hung parliament. And it turns out that actually he might be right, and the SNP could have real influence. He's talked this morning about the fact he'll
Raymond, sorry to interrupt you. We're just going across to Downing Street where Mr Brown's going to make a statement.